Aloha everybody and welcome to part 19 of Mega Man Legends. So in the last part we were finishing up a whole bunch of side quests in order to get special weapons, Mega Buster parts, help out the people of Cadillacs Island because we're a good guy, you know? And this shack I'm looking at right now I never actually went into before. Back when I was in the Yas Plains there were servbots everywhere in tanks, in turret machines, and then I went on and I took out Teasel Bon, who was in the Moral Wolf, because he was trying to dig up an entrance into the subgate, you know? Once you defeat Teasel Bon, this place becomes clear of enemies, and then Jim and his cronies show up in this shack, basically to take over the shack, to fix it up, and create their big secret hideout, their big gang retreats, you know? And so you talk to Jim, and he asks you if you want to join the gang, and, well, I got nothing going on at the moment. I mean, that Cadillac's treasure business, that can wait. I'm happy helping out these kids and joining this kid's gang, you know? That seems like something I'd want to do. So you talk to Jim, and he tells you that you're a requisitions officer, and you need to find a pickaxe. So you go to City Hall, you talk to the guy with the construction helmet on in front of the bank, and he will give you a pickaxe, because apparently he doesn't need it. Apparently he's got nothing to do. He's just wandering around carrying a pickaxe. So, hey, you take it from him, you give it to Jim, and he tells you that he's going to fix up the place, and you should come back later. And you really do have to come back later, like, later. Like, you have to literally wander around for, like, a half hour of game time.
In the not-too-distant future.
But when you come back, the place is looking a little bit better, you know? It has a nice paint job. He actually added a ramp for wheelchairs. He's thinking of the disabled. He's letting everyone into his gang. I think that's pretty swell. That's pretty swell indeed. And I like the light blue going on here. But either way, he needs a new piece of equipment. He needs a saw. So you leave, you go back to City Hall, and you talk to the construction worker again, because Mega Man can't think of anyone else to look for. And he tells you that, sorry, I don't have a saw. I threw mine away when I was working on a job downtown. So, we all know where downtown is. He said he threw it away, which implies that he probably put it in a trash can somewhere. So when you're downtown, you want to look around the trash cans. You never know. They might just be a saw. Let's hope that the garbage trucks haven't emptied this thing out. No, the saw's right there. So, once again, you go back to the shack in the Yas Plains, and you hand the saw to Jim. And just like before, he says that he's going to fix this place up even more, so you won't recognize it. Come back and take a look later. Again, it takes like 30 minutes or so of game time.
In the not-too-distant future.
Fancy, fancy! Now the place is at its most realized potential. The base is finished! What do you think? We wouldn't have been able to do it without your help. Thanks! That pile of stuff over there has all our trophies in it. I suppose you could take something for yourself if you wanna. Come back and see us again sometime. So he helped out this kid and gave him a place so he can hang up his posters of pink-haired girls. And, yeah. Our reward for doing all of that was the Moral Wolf shell, which I guess belonged to Teasel's robot, and I guess these kids found it. But that's not actually the end of all of this. Now that this base is built, a whole bunch of items have scattered throughout Cadillac's Island, and we want to find those items and give them to Jim so that he will give us something cool in return, right? So the first item is still in Yas Plains. It's not far from the base at all. You just go behind the shack where the helmet was found, and you'll find a comic book. I think it's called Action Man, which I think is a real thing, right? Wasn't that like a kids' WB cartoon show? It was like CGI. It was like in the 2000s. Action Man. I swear that was a thing. I'm not crazy. Who remembers Static Shock? I remember Static Shock. Anywho, now we're in the Closer Woods, which is right next to the Yas Plains, and there's a beetle right next to a tree. A stag beetle, actually. And you can pick that up, because that's something we need to give to Jim later. Now, before I move on and get the third item for Jim, You'll notice I've strapped the big drill to my arm, the blunted drill which created the drill arm, and boom! The drill arm is great for destroying walls because when it's fully upgraded, infinite energy. I can use it forever and ever and ever and ever, and that means I can explore the ruins and find the weapon plans.
Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Can't stick around, have to keep moving on. Guess what lies ahead? Only one way to find out. Must keep on moving ahead. No time for guessing, follow my pain instead.
Okay, so the weapon plans I found in the very first hallway, which was easily accessible from the Closer Woods. You need those weapon plans because they help make the best weapon in the game. And now I'm in the area that is right next to the Lake Giant or Lake June subgate. And there's a whole bunch of walls here that are hiding holes. And you want to destroy all those walls, check in those holes because there might be something that we need. And in the second area, there's also going to be a whole bunch of upgrades I need for our special weapon as well. So, I'm just rounding up the last pieces of items that I need. I might have missed a Mega Buster part or two. Like, I believe there's a triple access Buster part that I could have gotten, but I chose to skip it because it wasn't really something I needed, you know? Like, I am specifically just looking to get all the special weapons, and I'm just looking to complete all the side quest stuff. If I miss a Buster part, it's probably not important anyway. But the main core shard, that is not needed for a Buster part. That is needed for a special weapon. So that's why I got that thing. But yeah, with my jump springs, with my drill, with my grand grenade, whatever you choose to use, there's nowhere in the ruins that I cannot go. So I'm just exploring the rest of it, you know. Because I pretty much found everything I needed to find in the ruins before. Just before I went into the Lake Giant subgate. The only thing that's really left is the hallway outside the Closer Woods, and this area I'm in now. So yeah. That's a trap! Oh, these trap boxes. I see 3 treasure chests, and I expect 3 treasures! Not 1 treasure and 2 evil Reaver bots who are trying to trick me. You broke my hope, Reaver bots! You broke my hope! So that's it for this area, folks. I've pretty much seen everything there is to see. Now I'm getting out of here.
Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Can't stick around, have to keep moving on. Guess what lies ahead? Only one way to find out. Must keep on moving ahead. No time for guessing, follow my pen instead.
Okay, so now I've ended up back at the Cardin Forest subgate area because the third thing I need for Jim, another beetle, is located next to a tree in this general area. So I call the car and I head back to Jim's place because I got the comic book and the 2 beetles, and I'm going to hand them off to Jim for some extra little surprises, extra rewards, you know? Like I can get broken circuits for a beetle? Yay! I mean, it is better for me. Broken circuits can make something. A beetle, well, it's gonna die one day. It might run away from you if you don't keep it in a jar or something. I don't know. By the way, the other beetle gets you an old heater. This is necessary for the museum side quest, so get that thing. And then I give him the Action Man comic book, and he will give us an X-Buster! A friggin' X-Buster! That is a relic, you goddamn simpleton! That is Mega Man X's arm cannon! He used it to defeat Sigma in the Maverick Wars! Of course I want an X-Buster! God damn it, what are you, crazy? It's actually a toy. It's not really Mega Man X's X-Buster, but, I'll believe what I want to believe, goddammit. So I'm now going to this middle building in Uptown, because the gym side quest is over, and this building I've never actually gone into yet. You remember a long, long time ago when there was this painter girl who was painting a picture, and I could have told her to get some talent, but I chose to tell her to get some red instead. So I got some lipstick at the Apple Market, and then I got her to paint her picture with that, right? Well, once you help her, this building opens up. And this building is a museum, and it's filled with all kinds of nice little paintings and trophies and symbolic things. It looks like a person in blue armor is fighting with a frightening monster. Just what is that supposed to symbolize? Well, if I had to guess, it must be Sonic taking on Dr. Eggman in Doomsday Zone at the end of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yep, that's it. I solved it. Totally not foreshadowing anything at all. It's just foreshadowing Sonic and Eggman in Doomsday Zone, you know, as it should be. But yes, this is the Catalog's museum. It's got nice paintings and random trinkets and stuff, but I wonder what that is. I don't know for sure myself. Isn't that thing from that movie, 2001, A Space Odyssey? Or am I crazy? Well, I am crazy, but that's beside the point. There's a view of Catalog's Island. It's really as small as we've seen it. Like, the city's not bigger than we think it is. It really is just like 4 squares and then all that grass and greenery. But, anyway, there's the painting lady. I'm gonna let her talk for the whole 5 minutes or so.
Hi there. Thanks for helping me out before. Thanks to you, I was able to finish my painting. I just paint for fun in my spare time. My real job is here, working as the curator. Why don't you take a look around? I know there's not much here, but... Wait! You're a digger, aren't you? If you find anything interesting on one of your digs, could you bring it here and show it to me? If it's really good, I could display it here. You will? Great, thanks. What's that you've got there? It looks like a bone or something. Oh well, a lot of the people who come here are into strange things like this. It doesn't look like much, but if you want, I can display it here. I'll call it an ancient digging tool. What do you say? That's a funny-looking thing you've got there. It looks like a hibachi or something. Maybe they use it in the dungeons when it gets cold. Why don't we call it a fire pot and put it on display? What? Did you really find that underground? If you did, it's an incredible discovery. I wonder what something like this would be doing underground. Oh well, why don't we call it a human doll? It could be someone's idea of a joke, but why don't we put it on display? That's a Catalog's bell. They're found only on this island. No one knows what they're used for. Is it okay if I put this on display? That's quite a find you've got there. It's called a giant horn. Maybe you've seen some rich people on TV with these on display in their houses? They're worth a lot. Would you let me put it on display here, please? Oh my! Is that a crystal fossil? Do you know what that is? Those are made when a Reaverbot's body crystallizes over the centuries. They're considered Grade 3 national treasures. It would mean so much to me if you'd let me display that here. Please. Where did you find that? That's an antique shield. Relics like that are classified as Grade 2 national treasures. Some Reaverbot was probably using it to protect itself. You'll let me put it on display, won't you? That's a Reaverbot eye. Look at it. It's so beautiful the way the light goes through that translucent red. These are Grade 1 national treasures. There have been lots of diggers who've disappeared in the dungeons looking for these. That would be the star attraction for any museum. Would it really be all right if I put it on display here? Thank you so much! I bet there are a lot of people who'll come to see this.
Holy Moses, there's a lot of things to hand in. So throughout the whole entire game, I have been collecting a whole bunch of trinkets from the Cardin subgate, the Lake Giant subgate, the Closer Woods subgate, the Catalog's ruins in general, and I got a whole bunch of stuff from Jim and the game show and like all these different places, right? And you hand them all off to her, and then she can put them all throughout the museum, and you get to look at them after you hand them in. Like all you have to do is leave, go back up the stairs, and everything you've handed in will be back. And again, I hope you've been paying attention throughout the whole playthrough. Most of the time they tell you where you can find them. Like it says here, like the fire pot, which was the old heater, was found in the Yas Plains. This is found in the Closer Woods subgate. So you can look at the descriptions and you'll get an idea of where all these items came from. But it's a whole bunch of stuff. And they're not really missable. You can't miss something permanently, which is good. All you really need to do is just look in every nook and cranny of every single subgate, the ruins, etc. Do all the side quests, and you should be able to do this just fine, you know? Finding all of these items is necessary for getting the best weapon in the game. So it's a big collectathon, and it's a big time sink. You know, a big time sink is all I'm saying. So now that all of these items have gathered, all these different people are showing up and they're checking things out, you know. The museum's never been more popular, thanks to Mega Man. I cannot believe she doesn't pay you money for that stuff, though. Mega Man, you gotta know how to lowball people and get some zenny out of that. I mean, my god. Not one bit of compensation? We did all that digging just for the kindness of our hearts? No, we're diggers, goddammit. Get us money, Mega Man. That painter woman, we've already helped her out before. She should have been giving us all the mad zenny for all of this. But I digress. Now that all the items are here, there are a whole bunch of people, and the girl in the green dress... We came here to see one of our uncle's statues evaluated. It's an old crystal figurine. He says there's a terrible power sealed inside, and that it's really dangerous. We're thinking about getting rid of it. Do you want it? Really dangerous? Yeah. Don't blame me if something happens to you because of it. So finally, from collecting all those items, this girl shows up, you talk to that girl, she gets you the Prism Crystal, and the Prism Crystal is very much a tool for creating the best weapon in the game. And I am done with side quests, ladies and gentlemen. I am done helping out everyone in Catalog's Island. Let's hand in all the items we found to roll, including the music box, which I won in the Catalog's Jet Skates minigame. I know, we're a good, not quite brother, I know. When you go into Roll's room, the music box is on, and you get to listen to the music while you're in there. Alrighty, let's see what you can develop, Roll. Let's see what you can make. So first up, the Mystic Orb and the Marwolf Shell create the Shield Arm. The Shield Arm is a special weapon that basically just gives you a shield. It can protect you from enemy attacks. It even protects you from like enemies running into you, you know? So it doesn't have unlimited energy. It will go away after a while, but it's good for protecting yourself. You know, a guy tries to run into you, boom! Falls over dead. Old Launcher, Arm Supporter, and Ancient Book were used to make the Spread Buster. The Spread Buster is basically a giant grenade launcher that shoots bombs all over the place, and when it's fully upgraded, it shoots bombs so much wider, the explosions are bigger, and you could just kill everything. Like, you just kill everything in your general area. You see these beehives? Boom! Now you don't, because they're dead. But the big tour de force, the big item we've been trying to get the whole time, X-Buster, Prism Crystal, weapon plans, makes the Shining Laser. I'm not going to show the Shining Laser quite yet. You're going to be seeing it in part 20. But this is way better than the Active Buster. This is the best weapon in the game by far. And when it's fully upgraded, it makes everything trivial. Like, it makes the final boss of the game ridiculously trivial. And not even a challenge whatsoever. So we're going to be seeing the Shining Laser in the next part. Don't you worry. But that's how you get it. You have to help Jim out, and with all those things in order to get the X-Buster, you have to find the weapon plans in the Underground Ruins, which we saw in the very beginning of Part 19, and the Prism Crystal for completing the museum and getting all those items. That all gets you the Shining Laser, and oh god. Remember how that girl said, you know, the crystal had uncontrollable power, and be careful, Mega Man. Don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, you warned us, lady, and I couldn't be happier with it. I couldn't be happier. But yeah, everything else we found is basically just made for Buster parts, and as you see here, we've gotten every single special weapon in the game. I have found everything. Active Buster, Blade Arm, Grand Grenade, Splash Mine, Shield Arm, Shining Laser, Normal Arm, Machine Buster, Powered Buster, blah 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 blah. I have cleaned out everything. I've checklisted off everything that I accomplished, that I wanted to do. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. So I'm going to fully upgrade the Shining Laser so we can see its full potential, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be super, super fun. But ladies and gentlemen, that's it for side quests. That's it for all the extra stuff. There's a whole bunch of people I could talk to for like exposition and flavor text and stuff, but I'll leave that to people who want to play this game for themselves one day. Right now, I'm just going to upgrade the Shining Laser and head out to the Old City to go back into the main gate. In Part 20, ladies and gentlemen, we're ending this. In Part 20, we're going to the final area of the game. Till then.